I feel like as these albums progress, I'm gonna get hurt. Like I really feel like I'm gonna start getting hurt. What's going on, everybody? Beverage here. I'm gonna be listening to Adele. This is one of those artists. That when I started the channel, she was in my mind. She was one of those like 4 or 5 artists where I was like, man. When we started the channel a little under a year ago, and it was very much, oh, that's one of those artists that at some point I've got to get to, because I've always been so aware of the iconic stature of this person. I'm aware of like the hello, like the huge, and I know there's more than that, but they don't come straight to mind because I've never really dialed into Adele. Being the appreciator of, lyrics and ballads and vocals and emotions that I am, I know Adele has all those things. I already know. It's going to be cool too, because while I'm familiar with all these, Set Fire to the Rain's another one, right? While I'm familiar with all these huge, massive hits that she's made, I've never like really listened to those songs, like really sat there and paid attention. So it's going to be exciting. I am so excited for this. Adele's one of those artists that can drop an album. Like, it's crazy. I thought she had like 4 or 5 albums. Now that I'm sitting here looking, she's only got 3. The 4th one's coming out in a month or so. I'm not quite extremely sure. I just know it's coming out the week before Taylor Swift's Red Taylor's version, right? So that would be November 13th then, if I'm not mistaken. She's one of those artists that can make an album every, how hard it is to pull off dropping an album every like 5 years and maintaining relevance. You have to just be incredible with the music you make. Your music has to be impactful. That's what it's got to be. It's got to be resonating. It's got to be sustainable for years. It's just got to be so good that you can hold on to that album for years and years and years, and it's still, hold its value. So that's what I'll be looking for as I listen to these. I'll be looking and listening for sounds and songs that last the test of time. And I can't wait. I'm so excited to just jump into this, guys. As I kind of went down, I recognized like 3 of the songs off 21, like 2 off of 25. But we're going to start with 19, which is exciting also because we don't typically start from the beginning. But because she's only got 3 albums, we might as well start from the beginning. We'll get them all done before 30 comes out. Over the course of having this channel, I've seen the sprinkles of comments here and there, like, Adele, you'd really love Adele, you should dive into Adele, and I was just waiting for the right moment, and this is clearly the right moment. Let's do it, guys. I don't want to stall anymore. This is 19. Let's jump in. As always, these album reactions are pretty heavily edited for YouTube. If you want to watch them completely uncut, it's about twice as long. You can check that out on my Patreon. The link's down in the description. Throw me a follow on social media, and if you get bored, just unfollow me. Alright, so as I go up and down this 19 track list, I don't recognize any of these. I hide streams, so I don't know which is the highest streamed song, and I couldn't even guess because I don't recognize any of these by titles. It's interesting because this album, man, it's interesting. 2008. What's that? 13 years. This album's 13 years old at this point. That's pretty significant. I'm giddy for this one, guys, because I just know Adele is made for. Adele's music is just kind of made to suit like my palette. As sad as this stuff might end up being. But let's do it. This is Daydreamer. This is track 1. What's funny is that when I think Adele, my stereotype jumps to like piano. Just piano ballads. So to start off with an acoustic guitar just throws me off completely.
Daydreamer, sitting on the sea, soaking up the sun. He is a real lover of making up the past and feeling up his girl like he's never felt a figure before.
Like he's never felt a figure before, like that. I never realized how strong her accent came through in her music. I'd never ever realized that.
You can find him sitting on your doorstep,
Oh, this is what I came here for.
Waiting for a surprise.
Wow.
I'll say this.
I love that because first of all, I love when she did this. It's like I can't even tell what the chorus is supposed to be. I don't care because she sounds so gorgeous. Her voice. There's a. I love how she just said, her voice is so nice. I can't even think straight. There's no way that I can describe. There's no way that I can describe, like in that high falsetto. It's so beautiful. But for her to say that is so such a nice touch because she just described. All she's done is describe this person for 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and then you just jump into that beautiful falsetto saying, "There's no way I can describe him." This is all you've done. Like, this is how infatuated you are, and that hits powerful because she just did all the describing, and because she sounds the way she does.
To describe him, what I'll say is, he's been there for hours, and I can tell that he'll be there for life. And I can tell that he'll be there for life.
Wait, I love this. This is such a aesthetically soothing and pleasing song, and I love starting the album off that way because it just completely takes my body and relaxes it, one, but also just puts me in this very sort of like birds are flying and the sun is out and I'm just really soaking in nothing but those sun rays and good feelings. That's a wonderful way to start off the album. It gives me some Norah Jones vibes, actually, who was the shit back then in that same time period, was such a great artist. Not sure if she's still making music. If she is, she definitely had the kind of music that is timeless, so I'm sure her music hits just as hard now. I actually need to check in on that. Because I used to love some of the music she made back then. Point being, great start. Also, I kind of get the feeling that she's the daydreamer, and all of this is just the stuff that she's really hoping for in her daydream when this person shows up and never leaves. So, yeah. Okay, best for last, track 2.
Wait, do you see my heart on my sleeve? It's been there for days on end, and it's been waiting for you to open up yours too, baby. Come on,
it's
now.
so jazzy. It's so jazzy. The melody is like, she's all over the place. Like the melody makes no sense, but she can pull that off when she sounds the way she does, and because it's kind of all over the place melodically, it gives me that jazzy sort of feeling. It's so hard to follow what she's saying because her voice just does something to me. It's like butter mixed with peanut butter, but not just regular peanut butter, like crunchy peanut butter, so it's still smooth, but it's like, God, I'm sorry if you don't like crunchy peanut butter. I might be one of the few psychos that do, but like it's just nice. Her voice just does things.
Get away with trying to play me. Yeah.
Okay.
Why is it every time I think I've tried my hardest, it turns out it ain't enough?
Oh, this is such a fascinating touch on kind of jazz is what this sound here, but the way she structures that verse and it's like so all over the place, but then when it jumps into that chorus, it's a very specific rise, and I love what she's talking about. Again, this person can say everything that they want to say and even save the best words for last. We're saying you're the one for me, but like she knows better in her own mind. And gosh, am I enjoying this? And it's interesting too because I know Adele is just one of those artists, right? Like one of those artists. You got like an Adele, a Beyonce, a Taylor Swift, like. No, these have been the song, right? And Lady Gaga, right? Like these have been this. Lady Gaga is someone I need to get into, and I will get into on the channel. By the way, I haven't listened to her music either, but these have been the songwriters of the last decade plus, like the songwriters. And he listening to Adele, I'm already picking up a little bit, and I can't wait to do more and more and more because I'm picking influences up from other artists I've listened to, like the younger artists. You can hear some of the influences of some of these artists, like a Billie Eilish, like Olivia Rodrigo, like a couple other artists too. You can hear where they pull some of their lyrical or musical or vocal stylistic inspiration from. I can hear it just 2 tracks in, and it just goes to show that Adele's really just. She's that icon. She's one of those. There's only a few of those, like Mount Rushmore type of stuff. All right, let's keep going, guys.
Say the best for last, like I'm the one for you. You should know that you're just,
And then he just
temporary fix.
clicks
This
in.
is not routine with you. It don't mean that much to me. Oh, just a filler in the space that happened to be free. How dare you think you'd get away with trying to play me?
Man, you guys, I like to drink a lot of coffee, and I like to zen. This is gonna be a lot of this is gonna be that for me. Do a lot of writing, a lot of just getting into that place, and that place is my place, and this is the kind of shit that you would just throw on and let put you in that place. All right, Chasing Pavements, track 3. Let's keep going, guys. She doesn't even, was she like 18, 19 recording some of these songs? She doesn't even sound, it's the amount of soul in her voice at that age. Like, she sounds like a grown woman, with an incredible, like a lower register that doesn't even, belong to the average human, by the way. Just so different, special. Point being, like, to sound like this at that age is just scary. Like, if you play this, I'd be like, no, that's a grown ass woman singing that, right? That's not a kid. That's not an 18-year-old.
I know this is love, but if I tell the world,
Okay.
I'll never say enough, 'cause it was not said to you, and that's exactly what I need to do if I end up with you. Should I give up?
Oh my god, first of all, that comes in so hard. Second of all, I recognize this part right here. As soon as that comes in, should I give up or should I just keep chasing pavements? Is that what she says? Oh, goosebumps. This one gives you goosebumps. I got the goosebumps before I even recognized the song. It all happened like goosebumps, song recognition, and then they combined, and then I felt lots of things.
What I need to do if I end up with you. Should I give up or should I just keep chasing pavements?
I can't remember her harmonizing with herself in the first 2 tracks. If she did, I'm sorry. I guess I've just been so distraught by her vocal runs and everything, her lower register, the soul, the smokiness. Her harmonizing with herself isn't fair. You already take one of the greatest singers to ever exist and start harmonizing with yourself. That just shouldn't be fair.
Should I give up or should I just keep chasing pavements, even if it leads nowhere? I just keep chasing pavements, even if it leads nowhere.
Oh, you know what? I wanted a longer set. The second verse was so short, and I wanted more because I wanted to get more understanding of what the song's about, because I don't understand the whole chasing pavements thing. I can guess, but don't fully understand. But I'm not mad about the short verse because she jumps back into this chorus, which is just epic. Oh man, it's so nice to have gotten a song I recognize and really like fully appreciate it for what it is. I just love the real instruments, and I love her voice, which is really, her voice is the shining star of all of this so far. 3 tracks in, it's her vocals and her all the different things that she's done, whether it's some runs here and there, some falsettos, or like going into that slow that low register that you is so like Lord has a great low register, like that great natural smokiness to it. And there's not a lot of other artists that I really think when they go down there, yeah, they sound good or they can sound great, but there's like this very, very special, specific level of voice when they go down there. It just sound different. But she doesn't just have that. She's got like this toolbox of unlimited vocal styles that just overwhelm me so far, honestly. So I'm glad I got to recognize and appreciate the song. Feels like maybe she's just talking about the grind, chasing pavements. I don't know if like just the sidewalk or the road. Should I give up or should I just keep chasing after this unobtainable sort of like, I don't know my place in the world, and I just keep on going and going and going and going, even if it leads nowhere. Should I just keep going? That feels kind of like the grind of adulthood. Turning 18, 19, you really start to try and figure out, like, what the fuck am I here for? What am I supposed to do? And then you just kind of end up chasing those pavements. If it means something else, please let me know. All right, guys. Cold Shoulder, track 4. I'm enjoying this so much, by the way.
So where you been then? Don't go all coy. Don't turn it around on me like it's my fault. See, I can see.
I love that, my fool. She just dives. It's just such a natural transition for her.
Around on me like it's my fault. See, I can see that look in your eyes, the one that shoots at me each and every time. You breaks me with your cold shoulder. Whenever you look.
The trumpets back there? Is that what that is? That's a guitar. Man, it's so first of all, the bridges on this, like I love the different dynamics she adds to her music. The real instruments, like I thought I heard horns, but I think they're electric guitars that are sort of giving the impression of that sound. I love the real feel of all of this and the sort of almost live music sort of sound, because that's how good her voice is. There's nothing on her vocals at all. Like there's no reverb, there's nothing in there. There's just nothing. It's just her fucking voice. And you could, it's so like in your ears and evident, especially if you listen with headphones. Just getting to hear everything that's in there with those live instruments gives you just a different feel. And I'm just so here for it. But not here for her wishing she was this other girl when she gets the cold shoulder from this guy. Like that really sucks. I love the addition of violins in this song. Also, gotta remind myself, because when I listen to sort of the instrumentation and her voice especially, I forget that I'm listening to a teenager. I'm listening to a teenager. Michael, you're listening to a teenager. There's some teenage angst stuff going on here, guys. Like Best for Last, Cold Shoulder, very teenage angst, even a Daydreamer to an extent with that sort of, you can be in class daydreaming. I used to daydream in class all the time. That's why, like, I'm not a doctor, right? So Cold Shoulder, another thing, like, I wish I was her. That's a very teenage angst sort of feeling to go through, chasing pavements, even potentially the idea of, like, trying to find your way in life. That's what that's about. There's a lot of that going on. I got to remind myself, like, you know what? There's a lot of those themes that you deal with emotionally when you're that age that's going on in this album. And yeah, it makes sense because she was super, super young. She was going through that. Even though when I listen to her sing, it just doesn't make sense that she was that age. All right, Crazy for You guys, track 5.
Found myself today singing out loud your name. You said I'm crazy. If I am, I'm crazy for you.
Don't call a woman
Sometimes
crazy.
sitting in the dark,
Advice.
wishing you were here turns me crazy. But it's you who makes me lose my head.
It's you.
And every time I'm meant to be acting sensible, you drift into my head and turn me into a crumbling fool.
Fool, is that lower register?
Crazy for you. Baby, crazy for you.
Oh my gosh.
Crazy for you.
Oh wow, that's nice. Oh my gosh,
Lately
that's
with this
nice.
state I'm in.
Super Johnny Cash. Very relaxed but hard hitting. When a song is relaxed but hard hitting, that's a lethal combination. And again, you gotta have like a certain vocal to get that across as well. And just ooh, I like this a lot.
Not pacing floors and opening doors, hoping you'll walk through and save me, boy.
That's the ultimate level of crazy, is thinking someone else can save you, thinking that a man in particular can save you from, I mean, any sort of, you know, I don't gotta go any further with that. So yeah, she's certainly gone crazy for you. So nice. One of my favorites on the album so far. That's just a great moment on the album. Let's keep going, guys. Melt My Heart to Stone, track 6.
Right under my feet is air made of bricks. It pulls me down and turns me weak for you. I find myself repeating like a broken tune, and I'm forever excusing your intentions. Then I give in to my pretending.
Man, she's not even excusing the actions, she's excusing the intentions, which is a whole extra layer of just fucked.
The words that I made up, you say my name like there could be.
Adele, what is that?
And I hear your words that I made up, you say my name like
What is that?
there could be. And us, I best tidy up my once again without me knowing. You burnt my heart to stone, and I hear your words that
Said you burnt my heart?
burnt my heart to stone.
You burnt my heart to stone.
And I hear your words that
Burnt and melts are two different things, guys. That's heavy.
stop. Build me up and leave me there. I hear your words. You
Build me up and leave me there. Come on, I want everything again.
Whenever I'm standing my own ground.
Oh, bro. But see, even that, like, I'm standing my own ground, when you deliver a line back in the beginning of the song, like, I'm standing on bricks made of air or something like that a line at this point of the song hits that much harder because of the lyrical layers that she's developed in this song.
One in love.
Oh man, what a... You can't put these two songs back to back. Crazy for You and Melt My Heart to Stone. I feel like as these albums progress, I'm gonna get hurt. Like I really feel like I'm gonna start getting hurt because I can already feel it. I can already feel the hurt seeping into my body, and I just know that as we get in 21, 25, I'm just gonna really start getting hurt by things because it's already starting to seep in at this point in the album. Okay, wow, First Love, track 7.
The way to feel again, try to understand why. Don't get so close to change my mind, me to doubt myself simply. It's time.
Oh man. Oh, just let it breathe. Let it breathe. And just add these extra keys here. That sort of xylophone sound. It's got that sound sort of like a nursery type sound, which makes you think of youth being really young. It almost even sounds like one of those the boxes that had like the little ballerina or dancing, like the music box things that you would twist, wind them up, and then it would play like a beautiful little tune that sounds much like this. Again, we're back in the teenage angst. That's what all of this is, except at a more developed musical level, obviously, because you're talking about your first love, literally, and how you feel like it's hit its course, it's hit its end, and you need to break away from that. In order to feel again, because you just reached the expiration date with this first love, and how this person, don't look at me like that because it'll make me doubt this when I know how I feel. And there's so much that goes into that. If you think back to your first love and what went into that, and how you didn't even know how to feel about things. Like everyone that's in love for the first time, unless you're fortunate enough to make that last forever, which is so rare, right? It's such a beautiful thing when it does happen. But when you deal with the feelings of the end of that first love, you just don't know what to do with that. That person just giving you the look, whatever that look is in your specific situation, will make you question so much of, oh, wait, am I actually? And a lot of that does translate to relationships in the future, but at least you have you've been through things and have a better grasp on what you actually want and feel. Like at this age, it's so confusing. It's so confusing at that point. And I just love how much goes behind a lot of these songs. And I love that sort of like nursery, youth, the bells and a lot of the sounds that go into this song. It just is the perfect touch on this. Another one of my favorites. Another one.
I need to taste the kiss from someone new.
Man, she getting specific with it too.
Giving me first love, but I'm too tired.
Man, the delivery on that last word in every sentence there. Also, forgive me, first love, but we're through. I need to taste the lips of someone new. Incredible songwriting, because I love when I believe in the first verse or first part of the song, those weren't the lyrics. It was more like I needed to feel something new or feel something different. I love when you just don't copy and paste the lyrics and put them into the next sort of pre-chorus, or just like it just hits that much harder when you change that up there. Early on signs of incredible songwriting on her part.
Forgive me. Forgive me first love. Forgive me first.
Man, she really just ended the song doing like 6 or 7 different runs of Forgive Me First Love, and they're all different. None of them were copied, and it felt like she actually stood there in a booth and sang them with it, like those last 20 seconds-ish, just completely sang it without stopping, and didn't just do it all one by one and cut it in. And that makes it feel like an actual apology, like an actual apology letter to her actual first love. Like, hey, I am apologizing legitimately, like, forgive me, like, just so you know, I just needed to feel something different at that point in my life, at that age, with this experience that we went through as babies, growing into adults. Okay, Right as Rain, track 8. I know I was gonna feel things with this, but I don't think I expected to feel this much just because of the age. But hey, I'll take it.
But at least when you're at yours,
Such a great lyric. Who wants to be right as rain, basically. Kind of self explanatory for the most part, but when she gets into more specific stuff, such as, um, shit, she just said it, and it was so profound. Let's go.
That everything is exactly what it seems.
Because everything is exactly what it seems.
At least when you're at your worst, you know how to feel things.
At least when you're at your worst, you know how to feel things. Profound lyricism.
See, both right, no one had blame, but now I give up on this endless game. 'Cause who wants to be right? 'Cause the rain is better when something is wrong. I get excitement in my bones, even though everything's a strain. When night comes and I'm on my own, you should know I chose to be alone. Who wants to be right? 'Cause the rain is harder when you're on top. No!
You know what's interesting about that song is it's one of the most consistently upbeat songs on the album, where it actually maintains it throughout the album. Some of the more upbeat songs will switch off into slower parts, and yet it has the word rain in it, which has really triggered this thought in my head. Plus, it's raining where I am right now. Like those blinds are closed, but I got more windows over there, and it's very much raining out of those windows. And this whole album is very much rainy day music, you know. Like I am making a tea, I am opening all the blinds and just soaking in the feeling of rain and whatever that makes me feel. Because even being wrong and being down, like at least I feel, and that's a very special quality in its own right. And shout out to all of you that also relate to that. Thank you, Adele, for pouring that out. Make you feel my love, track 9. Here we go. This is that Elton. You know she listened to Elton John growing up, right? They're from the same place, like same country. You know she listened to Elton John. This is where I assume she got a lot of her inspiration from. But otherwise, I mean, I've got some other vibes, but otherwise I can't fully tell. She's so like unique on her own. Nora Jones, Johnny Cash for a second, but probably mostly Elton John, right?
When the rain is blowing in your face and the whole world is on your case, and there is no one there to dry your tears.
Oh.
I could hold you for a million years to make you feel my love.
I'm getting goosebumps.
I know you're high. I go hungry, I go black and blue. I go crawling down the avenue. No, there's nothing that I wouldn't do.
Oh, fuck.
You ain't seen nothing like me yet. I could make you happy, make your dreams come true. Nothing that I wouldn't do. Go to the ends of the earth for you.
To make you feel my
To
love.
make you feel my love.
Oh.
To make you feel my love.
All that is the perfect ballad. That is such a beautiful song to illustrate the things you would do for someone to fully feel. And you're talking physically, you're talking emotionally, like you're pouring out wonderfully beautiful, illustrative examples of what you would do for someone to feel how much you love them, like this wonderfully large, intense love you have for them. Like you will do something as simple as an embrace for them to feel your love, all the way up to like make your dreams come true. And I love how that builds lyrically, and I love how it's not just a hug or embrace. It's like based on this other person who's really down and really, really just in a bad place, and you come at them with that embrace. And also she flipped it where she's like, I've been black and blue, like I felt all these things, and there's some rain and storm and highway reference, which could go back to like Chasing Pavements. Maybe there's some cohesion now lyrically, which there has been throughout the whole album. Oh man, I have a tear forming from that song. That's a beautiful song. I fucking love that song. It's probably my favorite song on the album, which says a lot because there's been some real shining moments. There's not one bad song on this album, not one even like questionable moment of like, oh, that's interesting. No, everything is so well done, and that's probably my favorite moment. That's a special song. That's just a special song. It's a perfectly done ballad. Let's keep going, guys. Shit. Why is there only 3 left? I don't want this to be over. My Same, track 10. Some doo-doo. Oh, I love how she turned the word do into doo-doo.
I thought I knew myself somehow, you know me more. I've never known this and never before.
This energy shift is it's hard to keep up with after how hard Make You Feel My Love hit me. I gotta shake that song off because we're in a different energy shift here. All right, come on. With those. I love how she lets instrumentation breathe on this album as well. It's interesting because she's noting a lot of differences. Favoritism isn't my thing. This person's more, did you say progressive or just more outgoing or something like that? Just more aggressive, something like that. She's more reserved, more cautious. She said there was something else too. Like they're just very different people, but she'll make an exception in this with this person.
You said I'm stubborn and I never give in. I think you're stubborn, sipped, you're always softening. And you said I'm selfish, I agree with you on that. I like to sit on chairs and you prefer the floor. Walking with each other, think we're never meant to go.
So it's like all these differences, just tons of differences, but we do. Man, okay. Let's go to track 11, Tired. I'm still recovering from Make You Feel My Love, gonna be honest. I'm gonna fully shake that off. Let's go to Tired. My Same, not my favorite song on the album, I'll say. Probably my least favorite out of all of them. But probably one I also need to listen to out of the context of being knocked over by Make You Feel My Love. Alright, track 11, Tired.
I'm tired of trying, your teasing ain't enough, fed up of biding your time when I don't get nothing back.
Okay. Wow, this is magical. Hold on. She's like whispering. What's that? What was that about? I don't know what she said there because it was so low. We're doing this again? Because like this. You know what's interesting about this one is it feels like it would have been a good album closer. You know, like sending this last message, and it would have just sort of or kind of wrapped up a lot of this album, as far as the message of the whole album as a whole, for the most part, with a couple of exceptions. So yeah, and especially with sort of these grand orchestral sounds and the way it just sort of faded out there, it feels like a closer for this album. So I'm curious to see what she does with the actual closer, Hometown Glory, which is explicit. So let's do it, guys. Hometown Glory, track 12. I love a long piano intro. Take your sweet time. Take your time coming in. I love a long piano intro. 30 seconds? Yes. 45 seconds, just piano. Sign me up. Oh man, this is nice.
How the wonders of my world, how the wonders of my world, how the wonders of this world, how the wonders are now.
Yeah.
I like it in the city when the air is so thick and opaque. Magic.
You know she grew up loving jazz.
Oh, my world, yeah.
I love that she closed it out like this, because you know what, especially talking about a lot of the stuff she talked about on this album. You know, a lot of it's coming into her own. A lot of it's going through things for the first time. You know, she kind of put her heart on her sleeve in a lot of parts of this album. There's a lot of learning who she is. So what I love about closing the album with that, Hometown Glory, sort of an ode to where she came up and sort of how it shaped who she is and her world. So to close out this album like this, it's like, okay, I am this person, and it all comes down to having grown up in this place, and I love this place for all these different reasons. So I really, really enjoyed that. Guys, what a treat to have gone through the first album ever released by Adele, 19. What a treat to have started here, because I just know, particularly the amount of time she takes between albums, I just feel like we're going to get I feel like it's going to get heavier and heavier as she goes through years and years of, this is adolescence. She's young here, and she's going to, the next one's 21, right? Then 25. I know I'm in for it. This was just such a nice preparation for what's to come, and even this on its own, I enjoyed so much about this. I said going into this that this is going to be so me, that I just know that this is going to be me and just kind of made for the stuff that I'm really into. And it was, guys. She gave me everything and more than I thought I would get. My favorite tracks, I will tell you now: Daydreamer, Chasing Pavements, Crazy for You, Melt My Heart to Stone, First Love, and Make You Feel My Love. My gosh, that one ripped me apart. Those are my 6 favorite songs in the album. Was that 6? Yes. And I will see you guys for 21. I'll have 21 and 25, like I said, out before 30 comes out. So I guess subscribe. I never ask anyone to do that. Subscribe so that you see when those come out. And yeah, thanks for hanging out, guys.